God's law reveals the holiness, wisdom, and righteousness of God. It was never given as a ladder for humanity to climb into acceptance with Him. Instead, it exposed sin, restrained evil within Israel's covenant system, and pointed towards something greater that was coming through Christ. When Moses received the law, Israel entered into a covenant that carried blessings for obedience and curses for disobedience. The commandments were righteous, but the people were unable to fulfill them perfectly. The law became a witness against human effort and self-righteousness. It showed that flesh cannot produce the life of God. Yet even within the law, there were shadows of mercy everywhere. Sacrifices, priests, washings, feasts, and the temple all pointed forward to fulfillment. They were temporary pictures anticipating the arrival of the Messiah. Jesus did not come to destroy what God had spoken through Moses. He came to bring it to completion. He fulfilled every righteous demand of the covenant. He embodied its meaning perfectly. He became the true sacrifice, the true high priest, and the true temple of God among men. Because of his finished work, believers are no longer standing before God on the basis of the old covenant system. Righteousness is no longer measured by tablets of stone, rituals, or external observances. The believer's standing with God rests entirely upon Christ himself. Paul wrote that the law was a tutor leading to Christ. Once faith has come, we are no longer under the tutor. The purpose of the law was never endless bondage. Its purpose was to lead humanity to the one who fulfills all righteousness. This does not mean God's character has changed. Love, holiness, truth, mercy, and righteousness remain eternal because they flow from his nature. But the administration of covenant has changed. What was written externally has now been written internally through the Spirit. Under the old system, people struggled to become clean. Under the new covenant, believers have already been cleansed through the blood of Christ. Under the old system, sacrifices were repeated continually because they could never fully remove sin consciousness. Under the new covenant, one sacrifice accomplished complete redemption. The destruction of Jerusalem and the temple in AD 70 visibly marked the end of the old covenant age. The sacrificial system ceased because its purpose had been fulfilled. The shadows gave way to the reality found in Christ. God was no longer dwelling in a temple made with hands, but in his people. Today, many still approach God as though they stand before Mount Sinai, trembling under condemnation. But believers have come to Mount Zion, to the heavenly reality established through Christ. Fear has given way to confidence. Distance has given way to union. The law could command righteousness, but it could not impart life. Christ imparts life freely. The law could reveal sin, but Christ removes sin. The law could expose weakness, but Christ becomes strength within his people. This is why the believer's focus is not self-effort, but Christ himself. As we behold him, his life is expressed through us. Love becomes the fulfillment of everything the law pointed toward, not through striving, but through the indwelling life of God. The old covenant continually reminded people of failure. The new covenant continually reminds believers of completed redemption. God's law served its purpose faithfully. It revealed humanity's need, pointed toward the Messiah, and prepared the way for the fulfillment that came through Jesus Christ. Now the invitation is not to return to shadows, but to live in the freedom, righteousness, and fullness that he has already accomplished.